Have you ever felt that sudden chill, that heart-pounding sensation when you're watching the news or scrolling through your social media feed? That, my friends, is fear. And today we're going on an investigation. We're going to uncover how this primal emotion, designed to keep us safe from predators in the wild, has been turned into the most powerful and sophisticated tool of control in human history. So grab your detective hat and let's follow the evidence. Our investigation starts deep in the human brain. Fear is our oldest survival instinct. It's what tells you to jump back from a snake or not to walk down a dark alley alone. This response is hardwired into us. It's fast, it's powerful, and it bypasses our rational thought. When we're scared, our brain's alarm system, the amygdala, takes over. We're not thinking logically, we're just reacting. And that's clue number one. Fear makes us reactive, not reflective. This is the secret that certain players have known and exploited for centuries. Now, let's look at our first major crime scene, politics. Think about any election campaign. What do you hear? You often hear about threats. Threats to your safety, your job, your way of life. It's a classic tactic created them to be afraid of. An enemy, whether it's a foreign country, a group of immigrants, or a political rival, the message is the same. I am the only one who can protect you from this danger. By stoking our fears, they create a problem that only they can solve. And they're not selling a vision of hope. They're selling protection from a fear they helped create. It's an incredibly effective way to win votes because when we're scared, we look for a strong leader to save us. We stop scrutinizing their policies and start looking for a protector. And the media, they're often the accomplice. Remember the rule in newsrooms, if it bleeds, it leads. Scary headlines get more clicks. Frightening stories keep us glued to the screen. The constant stream of bad news, crime, disasters, economic collapse creates a state of low-grade chronic anxiety. This is what's called a fear climate. We start to believe the world is a much more dangerous place than it actually is. This distorted worldview makes us more anxious, more distrustful, and, you guessed it, easier to control. We become more willing to give up our freedoms in exchange for a feeling of security. It's a perfect feedback loop. Now let's move to our next suspect, the world of marketing and advertising. Ever seen an ad that makes you worry about bad breath, body odor, or your house not being clean enough? That's fear-based marketing. They're not just selling you a product. They're selling you relief from an anxiety you might not have even known you had. Are you falling behind your peers? Buy this course. Is your home filled with invisible germs? Buy this cleaner. They invent a problem, make you afraid of it, and then present their product as the magical solution. It's a subtle but powerful form of manipulation that preys on our deepest insecurities about social acceptance and well-being, and it goes even deeper into our social lives. Think about social control. For generations, people have been kept in line through the fear of punishment, the fear of judgment from their community, or the fear of being cast out. In the digital age, this has evolved. We now have the fear of being canceled, the fear of saying the wrong thing online and facing a massive public backlash. This fear of social ostracism can be so intense that it silences dissent and encourages conformity. We self-censor not because of a government decree, but because we're afraid of the digital mob. This is a powerful, decentralized form of control that keeps us walking a very narrow line. So we've identified the suspects and their methods. Politics, media, marketing, even our own social circles all use fear as a lever. But how do we, the detectives in our own lives, fight back? This is the most crucial part of our investigation. How do we crack this case? First, we need to recognize the tactic. The next time you feel a surge of fear from a news report or a political speech, pause. Ask yourself, who benefits from me being afraid right now? Is this a genuine threat I need to act on, or is my fear being manipulated? This simple act of questioning can break the spell. It moves you from your reactive, emotional brain to your logical, thinking brain. Second, get the facts. Fear thrives in the darkness of the unknown. So turn on the lights. If a headline scares you, don't just share it. Read the full article. Check the source. Look for data and statistics, not just emotional anecdotes. For example, if you hear about a massive crime wave, Look up the actual crime statistics for your area. Often you'll find that the reality is far less terrifying than the picture being painted. Knowledge is the antidote to fear. Third, curate your information diet. You are in control of what you consume. If a particular news channel or social media account consistently makes you feel anxious and angry, maybe it's time to unfollow. It's not about burying your head in the sand. It's about choosing to be informed rather than inflamed. Replace some of that time with content that is constructive, nuanced, or even just positive. Your mental state is precious. Protect it. And finally, let's talk about our own role in this. We aren't just victims. We can also be perpetrators without realizing it. Every time we share a scary, unverified story on social media, we become part of the fear machine. We spread the anxiety. Before you hit share, ask yourself, is this helpful? Is it true? Is it adding to the fear or adding to the understanding? Let's commit to being firewalls for fear, not amplifiers. So the case is laid bare. Fear is a ghost that has been weaponized against us, haunting the halls of power, the screens we stare at, and even our own minds. But we are not helpless. By understanding how it works, by questioning what we're told, by seeking out the facts, and by being mindful of what we share, we can take back control. We can choose courage over anxiety and critical thinking over blind reaction. This is a huge topic, and I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. What's the most obvious example of fear manipulation you've seen recently? How do you personally deal with the constant stream of scary news? Let's crack this case together in the comments below. Let's turn this space into a hub for clarity, not fear. Thanks for joining the investigation. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the systems that shape our world. See you next time.